Welcome back to Sports Extra, presented by your local Toyota dealers. While it hasn't been officially announced by the New York Knicks just yet, it is expected they will soon announce that the team is hiring Mike Brown as their next head coach. Brown comes with solid credentials. The two-time NBA Coach of the Year, has won 4 NBA championships as an assistant coach with the San Antonio Spurs and Golden State Warriors. He's coached some of the biggest stars of this league, from LeBron James to Steph Curry, and joining us now is someone who also played for Brown at the San Antonio Spurs, NBA analyst and broadcaster, both on New Orleans Pelicans games to Sirius XM NBA radio. Antonio Daniels joins us now. Antonio, welcome to Sports Extra. How are you?
I'm awesome, Tina. Thanks for having me. How are you?
Good. I'm good, and I'm so glad you are coming on with us tonight. You played for the Spurs from 1998 to 2002. You won the NBA championship in '99, and then the following season, that is when Mike Brown joined Greg Popovich's staff. What did you think when you heard that the New York Knicks are hiring Brown as their next head coach?
Honestly, it wasn't surprising, because I don't think you'll find anyone as a player, as an executive, as a coach, that dislikes Mike Brown. So, and you just told his coaching credentials, you know, 2-time Coach of the Year, 4-time NBA champion as an assistant coach, along with the opportunity to coach a lot of really, really good players along the way, whether as a head coach or as an assistant coach. So it wasn't surprising to me.
When you were one-on-one with Mike Brown, what stood out to you about him as a coach?
He cares about you as a person. He is who he is. What you see is what you get. He's not one way in front of the cameras and another way in practice. What you see in practice is what you see in games. What you see in games is what you see in post-game press conferences. And as a player, I've always loved and valued a coach that is not afraid to hold his players accountable.
And you know what? New Yorkers like that. They want authenticity from their coaches. Right. When you look at the fact that he coached under Greg Popovich and Steve Kerr, where do you see their fingerprints in his coaching style?
His relatability to players. I'm telling you, you know, Tina, like how important that is. Just to be able to have a coach that you can be honest with, a coach, like you said, that is authentic with you, a coach that not just like preaches an open door policy, but practices that open door policy. If you have any issues, come in, let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Because once you get that out of the way, where the communication is back and forth, then the sky is the limit. I think the biggest thing with Coach Brown, that's the likability factor, along with the fact of him seeing how to start a culture with the correct superstar, right? Him being in San Antonio and watching the way that Tim Duncan and David Robinson did things. Him being in Golden State and watching the way that Steph Curry did things, right? I think there's so many characteristics that are similar between the two. Extremely professional, extremely punctual, never late for meetings, never late for practice, and they're your hardest workers. So to kind of bring all that in and now bring all that to New York and put that at the feet of Jalen Brunson, it'll be interesting to watch that play itself out. And
as you mentioned, I mean, the pressure is going to be astronomical. The Knicks have not won a championship in over 50 years, and it's all about getting them now past the conference championship where they were last year. So with Brown here, you talk about the superstars. What can he do to get these Knicks top players like Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns? What can he do to get more out of them to take that next step?
I'm going to be honest with you, Tina. I don't know if it comes down to getting more out of him. I think it comes more down to using your bench. Using your bench. Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson are established. We know how good they are. It's a given. Perennial all-stars, right? Clutch player of the year. I get all that. But where I felt that the Knicks came up short this year is not going and not willing to go 8 or 9 deep on their bench. But I think what Mike Brown will do is be willing to go deeper into his bench for longer.
And that's one of the number one things Knicks fans were complaining about. They were thrilled with the conference finals, but it was not utilizing that bench. Well, you could hear Antonio Daniels afternoons from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern with Rob Perez, by the way, former guest and friend of Sports Extra. on their show Give and Go, and you can only hear that on Sirius XM NBA Radio, and that is channel 86 on Sirius XM. Antonio, thank you so much for your insight and just a deeper way of looking into Mike Brown as he comes to New York now. We appreciate you.
For sure. Thanks, Tina.
Have a great night, Antonio. And Sports Extra, we'll be right back.